You know, as we get a little older, past that golden age of say 60, 70, even 80, we start hearing things. Maybe it's statistics, maybe it's just casual talk about average life expectancies. You might hear figures like 80, 82, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. And it can make you wonder, can't it? It can plant a seed of thought, almost like a quiet countdown begins. You might look around at friends or family members who perhaps didn't make it much past that age, and it can feel a bit heavy. It's a painful reality that time marches on, and for many, that march seems to slow down or even stop around a certain point. But here's the thing, that number, that average, isn't a destiny for any single one of us. It's a figure based on lots of people and lots of different circumstances. And frankly, many people won't live past 82 not because they can't, but because of some simple everyday things they might be doing or not doing. Things that slowly, subtly impact our health, our energy, and our resilience as the years go by. The secret isn't some complicated medical breakthrough or some expensive treatment. Often it's much simpler than that. It's rooted in our daily habits, the tiny choices we make without even thinking. These seemingly small things can have a huge impact on how well we live our later years, how much energy we have, how sharp our minds stay, and how strong our bodies feel. In this video, we're going to gently explore some of these factors, not to scare anyone, but to empower you. We'll look at simple habits and maybe even some foods that can truly make a difference. Things that help build and keep your muscle strength, improve your sleep quality, keep your memory sharp, smooth out digestion, and just generally add more life to your years, not just years to your life. These are practical, achievable steps. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about just how much control you really have over your own well-being as you age. So, let's really get into the heart of it, starting with something fundamental that often starts to decline as we get older, and something that drastically impacts our ability to stay active, independent, and vibrant: our muscle mass. You might have heard the term sarcopenia, which sounds complicated, but it just means the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It starts subtly. Maybe noticing that lifting groceries feels a bit heavier, getting up from a chair takes a little more effort, or you feel a bit unsteady sometimes. This isn't just about feeling weaker. Losing muscle impacts our metabolism, bone density, balance, and overall energy levels. It's a major factor in why some people become frail and lose their independence sooner than they need to. And a big part of the reason this happens is simply not getting enough of the right kind of fuel for our muscles: protein. Think of your muscles like the frame of a house. If you don't provide the materials to repair and strengthen that frame, it's going to weaken over time. As we age, our bodies become a little less efficient at using protein to build and repair muscle. This means we actually need more protein than younger adults to maintain muscle mass, not less, which is a common misconception. Many people, perhaps out of old habits or reduced appetite, might eat less overall. And often the first things to go are protein-rich foods because they can be more filling. A typical day might involve cereal for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and maybe a smaller portion of meat or fish for dinner, with snacks like crackers or fruit. While these aren't necessarily bad foods, they might not be providing the consistent, adequate protein needed throughout the day to signal your body to hold on to that precious muscle. We're talking about aiming for maybe 25 to 30 grams of protein at each main meal. Now, that might sound like a lot, but let's break it down into practical terms. 30 grams of protein looks like about a palm-sized piece of chicken, fish, or lean meat, or maybe 3 to 4 eggs, or a good cup and a half of Greek yogurt, or a cup of lentils or beans. Spreading that protein intake throughout the day is key, rather than just having a big steak at dinner. This gives your muscles a consistent supply of building blocks. Think about breakfast. Instead of just toast or cereal, try adding scrambled eggs or some Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of nuts and seeds. Lunch could be a salad with grilled chicken or fish or a hearty lentil soup. Dinner can include your protein source and maybe even add some cottage cheese as a snack. Even something as simple as adding a scoop of protein powder to a smoothie or oatmeal can help boost your intake, especially on days when your appetite is low. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about providing your body with the necessary components to maintain strength for everyday living. Having strong muscles helps with balance, reducing the risk of falls, which can have severe consequences in later life. It keeps you mobile and able to do the things you enjoy, whether that's gardening, playing with grandchildren, or just walking comfortably around your neighborhood. It also helps regulate blood sugar and keeps your metabolism humming along. Beyond just protein intake, how we use our muscles is equally important. It's the classic use it or lose it principle. Many people become less active as they age, sometimes due to fear of injury, joint pain, or just reduced energy. But inactivity accelerates muscle loss significantly. And we're not talking about needing to go to the gym and lift heavy weights, though strength training is incredibly beneficial if you're able. Simple activities that work your muscles against resistance make a huge difference. This could be using resistance bands, lifting light weights, even soup cans can work. Doing bodyweight exercises like sit-to-stands from a chair, or walking briskly. Even everyday activities count, like carrying groceries, safely, walking upstairs, or engaging in hobbies like gardening that involve lifting and moving. The key is consistency and finding activities you enjoy so you stick with them. Aiming for some form of movement that challenges your muscles slightly a few times a week can help preserve strength, improve balance, and keep you feeling more capable and energetic. It might feel a little challenging at first, but starting small and gradually increasing is the way to go. Just a few minutes of mindful movement can make a significant impact over time. Combine adequate protein with regular muscle-challenging activity, and you create a powerful synergy that helps combat that age-related decline in strength and vitality. This is one of the most fundamental steps in ensuring you maintain your independence and quality of life as the years go by, pushing back against the frailty that can sometimes accompany aging. It's not about turning back the clock entirely, but about slowing it down and making sure the time you have is lived with strength and capability. Now, thinking about keeping our bodies strong through diet and movement naturally leads us to consider another absolutely vital element that affects almost every system in our body. Something so simple we often forget about it: hydration. Staying properly hydrated is crucial at any age, but it becomes even more important and sometimes more challenging as we get older. Our sense of thirst can diminish with age, meaning we might not feel thirsty until we are already a bit dehydrated. Plus, certain medications common in older adults can affect hydration levels. Dehydration, even mild, can lead to fatigue, dizziness, confusion, headaches, and constipation. It can also impact kidney function and make us more susceptible to heat stroke. It affects our energy levels and can make simple tasks feel much harder. It even impacts our brain function. Mild dehydration has been shown to impair concentration and memory, areas we are often keen to preserve as we age. Think about how you feel when you haven't had enough to drink. Sluggish, maybe a bit foggy. That feeling is amplified as we get older if we're not paying attention. The old advice of 8 glasses of water a day is a decent starting point, but individual needs vary based on activity level, climate, and overall health. A better approach might be to simply try and drink consistently throughout the day, rather than waiting until you feel thirsty. Keep a water bottle or a glass of water nearby as a constant reminder. Sip on it regularly. Water is best, of course, but other fluids count too, like herbal teas, diluted juice, or even the water content in foods like fruits and vegetables. Broth can be a good source of both fluids and electrolytes. Sugary drinks like soda or excessive amounts of caffeine can actually be dehydrating, so it's best to limit those. For some, remembering to drink enough is the challenge. Setting small alarms or linking drinking to other habits, like having a glass of water before each meal or before and after taking medication, can be helpful reminders. Just being mindful of your fluid intake can have a surprisingly positive impact on your energy, digestion, and overall feeling of well-being. It's a small habit, but its effects are far-reaching. Beyond just hydration, let's think about how we recover and recharge. This brings us to the critical topic of sleep. As we age, our sleep patterns can change. We might find ourselves waking up more during the night, or waking up earlier in the morning. It's a common misconception that older adults need less sleep. The reality is that our need for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night remains pretty consistent, but the quality and structure of our sleep can change, making it feel less restorative. Chronic poor sleep doesn't just make us feel tired, it has significant implications for our long-term health and cognitive function. Sleep is the time when our bodies and brains repair and consolidate. It's when memories are processed, cells are regenerated, and toxins are cleared from the brain. Lack of quality sleep is linked to increased risk of conditions like heart disease, diabetes, weakened immune function, And yes, it's strongly associated with impaired cognitive function, including memory problems and difficulty concentrating. It impacts our mood, our patience, and our ability to cope with stress. Improving sleep hygiene, as it's called, is about creating the right environment and habits for good sleep. This includes trying to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, even on weekends, to regulate your body's internal clock. Make your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid large meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. Limit screen time, phones, tablets, TVs, in the hour or two before bed, as the blue light can interfere with melatonin production, the hormone that signals sleepiness. Establishing a relaxing bedtime routine can be very helpful. Perhaps reading a book, listening to calming music, or taking a warm bath. If you find yourself lying awake in bed for more than about 20 minutes, it's often better to get up, go to another room, do something quiet and relaxing in dim light until you feel sleepy, and then return to bed. This helps your brain associate your bed with sleeping, not with frustration or wakefulness. Naps can be refreshing, but long or late afternoon naps can sometimes make it harder to fall asleep at night, so try to keep naps short, 20-30 minutes, and earlier in the day if you need them. If sleep problems persist, it's always a good idea to discuss them with your doctor, as there could be underlying medical reasons or medication side effects contributing to the issue. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury. It's a fundamental pillar of healthy aging and plays a crucial role in maintaining both physical vitality and mental sharpness, influencing everything from your energy levels to your memory consolidation. Moving forward from sleep, let's turn our attention to something that happens internally, often without us giving it much thought until things go wrong: our digestion and gut health. As we get older, changes in the digestive system can become more common. Slower gut motility can lead to issues like constipation, which is not only uncomfortable but can affect nutrient absorption and overall well-being. The balance of bacteria in our gut, often called the gut microbiome, also changes with age, and maintaining a healthy balance is increasingly recognized as vital for overall health, impacting everything from our immune system to our mood and even cognitive function. A key element in promoting healthy digestion and a beneficial gut microbiome is fiber. Many older adults don't consume enough fiber, which is the part of plant foods that our bodies can't digest, but is essential for keeping things moving smoothly and feeding those beneficial gut bacteria. Think of fiber as the broom that sweeps through your digestive tract and the food source for the trillions of tiny microbes living in your gut. Eating a diet rich in fiber helps prevent constipation, helps regulate blood sugar levels, can help manage cholesterol, and supports that healthy gut microbiome. Good sources of fiber include fruits, especially with the skin on, vegetables, whole grains, like oats, barley, brown rice, whole wheat bread, legumes, beans, lentils, peas, nuts, and seeds. Try to include a variety of these foods in your diet every day. Maybe swap out white toast for whole grain toast, add beans to soups or salads, snack on an apple instead of crackers, or include a good portion of vegetables with every meal. Increasing fiber intake should be done gradually, and it's important to drink plenty of fluids alongside it. Going back to our hydration point, to help the fiber do its job effectively and prevent bloating or discomfort. Beyond fiber, incorporating fermented foods like yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi can also introduce beneficial bacteria into your gut, supporting that healthy balance. Prebiotic foods, which are types of fiber that specifically feed beneficial gut bacteria, are also helpful. These are found in foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, and bananas. Focusing on these aspects of your diet, ensuring adequate fiber, and considering probiotics and prebiotics can significantly improve digestive comfort and contribute to overall vitality and resilience as you age. It's about nurturing your internal ecosystem, which in turn supports so many other aspects of your health, often in ways we are only just beginning to fully understand. Feeling comfortable and regular digestively makes a world of difference to daily life, freeing up energy that might otherwise be spent dealing with discomfort. Continuing on the path of nourishing ourselves for a vibrant life, let's talk about keeping our minds sharp. One of the biggest concerns for many as they get older is maintaining cognitive function, keeping memory intact, and staying mentally agile. While some changes in memory can be a normal part of aging, significant decline is not inevitable, and there are definitely proactive steps we can take. Just as our bodies benefit from being used, our brains benefit from being challenged. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities helps build cognitive reserve, essentially strengthening the brain's ability to cope with potential age-related changes. Think of it like building up a savings account for your brain. What kind of activities are we talking about? Anything that challenges your brain in new ways. This could be learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or speaking a new language. It could be taking a class, reading challenging books or articles, doing puzzles like crosswords or Sudoku, playing strategy games, or engaging in hobbies that require concentration and problem solving, like knitting or painting. Even simple changes to your routine can help, like taking a different route on your walk or trying to do familiar tasks in a slightly different way. The key is novelty and complexity. If it feels easy, it's probably not challenging your brain enough. Aim to keep learning and exploring new things. Think about areas that have always interested you but you never had the time for. Now might be the perfect opportunity to dive in. But mental stimulation isn't the only piece of the puzzle for brain health. What we eat also plays a crucial role. A diet rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, is associated with better cognitive function as we age. Think colorful fruits and vegetables, which are packed with antioxidants that protect brain cells from damage. Berries, leafy greens, broccoli, and tomatoes are excellent choices. For omega-3s, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are top sources. If you don't eat fish, consider flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, or an omega-3 supplement. These healthy fats are essential building blocks for brain cells and play a role in reducing inflammation in the brain. Reducing processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy saturated fats can also help support brain health. It's often said that what's good for the heart is good for the brain, and there's a lot of truth to that. Ensuring good blood flow to the brain through a healthy diet and regular physical activity, going back to our earlier point, is fundamental for cognitive function. Another factor that is surprisingly powerful for both brain health and overall well-being, and one that is often overlooked, is social connection. As we age, social circles can sometimes shrink due to various life changes. However, maintaining strong social ties and staying engaged with others is incredibly important. Loneliness and social isolation have been linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline, depression, and even physical health problems. Humans are social creatures, and interaction provides mental stimulation, emotional support, a sense of purpose, and reduces stress. Make an effort to stay connected with friends, family, and your community. This could involve joining clubs or groups that align with your interests, volunteering, attending social events, or simply making time for regular phone calls or visits with loved ones. If getting out and about is challenging, technology can help bridge the gap through video calls or social media groups. Finding ways to interact with people of all ages can also be enriching. Sharing experiences and perspectives across generations can keep your mind active and your outlook fresh. Don't underestimate the power of a good conversation, a shared laugh, or the feeling of being part of something larger than yourself. Nurturing these connections is just as vital for a long, healthy life as eating your vegetables or getting enough sleep. It provides a layer of resilience that helps us navigate the challenges of aging with greater ease and joy. It's these relationships that add richness and meaning to our years, contributing significantly to both our mental and emotional health. Now, reflecting on everything we've talked about, from keeping your muscles strong with protein and movement, staying hydrated, getting enough restorative sleep, supporting your digestion with fiber, challenging your mind, and nurturing your social connections, it might seem like a lot to take in at once. But the surprising thing, the thing that might truly surprise you, is that none of these things require a radical overhaul of your life or expensive interventions. They are, at their core, simple, foundational elements. And the most surprising part? How incredibly powerful making small, consistent changes in these areas can be. That statistic about people not living past 82? While influenced by many factors including genetics and broader health circumstances, a significant portion of that figure is shaped by the cumulative effect of these very daily habits we've discussed. Poor nutrition leading to frailty, chronic sleep deprivation wearing down the body, dehydration impacting organ function and energy, lack of mental stimulation contributing to cognitive decline, social isolation leading to stress and depression. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They are factors that, over time, can significantly impact the quality and length of our lives. But the flip side, the truly empowering side, is that by addressing these areas, you aren't just passively accepting an average lifespan dictated by a statistic. You are actively influencing your own trajectory. You are building resilience, increasing your energy, protecting your cognitive function, and maintaining your independence. It's about shifting from a mindset of what happens as I get older to how can I actively shape my aging journey. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. You don't have to tackle everything at once. Maybe start with one area that resonates most with you. Could it be consciously adding more protein to your meals for a week? Or focusing on drinking an extra glass or two of water each day? Perhaps committing to a 15-minute walk around the block? Or setting a consistent bedtime? Every small step builds momentum and confidence. And as you start feeling the benefits, perhaps more energy, better digestion, or clearer thinking, you'll feel motivated to keep going and maybe try another habit. Your experiences and insights are incredibly valuable. We're all in this together, navigating this wonderful, sometimes challenging phase of life. If you found certain habits particularly helpful, or if you have questions or thoughts on what we've discussed, please share them in the comments below. Your perspective could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to get started. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a like. It helps us know we're providing valuable content. And consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on future videos aimed at helping you live your best life at every age. Because that's the goal, isn't it? Not just adding years, but adding life to those years. Staying vibrant, capable, and engaged in the world around you. It's absolutely possible, and it starts with these simple, powerful choices. Live your best life at every age.